Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Keeneland Racecourse here on opening day. It is Friday, the 3rd of April, 2026. Gonna look at stakes action here on opening day from Keeneland. But before I get on to that, remember to follow me on X at Horse Racing Head 5 for more selections for race courses around the world. And join me tomorrow for my Toyota Bluegrass preview from Keeneland. Also for my Wood Memorial preview. Some good Derby prep races this weekend. So I hope you just join me for that. But let's look at the stakes action here from Keeneland. Races 5, 7, 8, and 9. The fifth race from Keeneland, it is the Lafayette Stakes. It's going for a purse $400,000. Race for 3-year-olds here. We have a field of 7 horses going 1,400 meters or 7 furlongs in the Lafayette. Going to take the number 6 horse, Carson Street. Going to go 6, 2, 3, 4 in the superfecta. 6-2-3-4 Super. Top selection 6 horse Carson Street. This 3-year-old colt by Street Sense. Brendan Walsh trains. Flavion Pratt gets the mount. They ran the horse most recently in the Risen Star at the Fairgrounds, mile and 8th on the 14th of February, and he finished 5th by 8 3/4 lengths that day. He just kind of stalked the pace, but then he just weakened out of it. His two-turn races just haven't been up to par when he just steps up in class. I do think he's a horse that is going to do better running style around a one-turn, 7 furlongs. 1 mile probably in the future be better. I think this down in class, back to a one-turn race where he doesn't need to lead, should get a good pace to close up into. I think he could have that wide closing move that does well here at Keeneland, go one turn, and I think he could get the pieces late and get the job done. He ran 2 back in the Lecomte at the Fairgrounds, mile 16th, 17th of January, and he finished 3rd by length. He sat on the front end, he had the lead, and then he got leg weary. He drifted in the lane, he weakened out of it, he just didn't want to go the mile 16th. He won going mile 16 prior to that, though, on the slot, going in a main special at the Fairgrounds. He won by 11 1/4 lengths. He had everything his own way in the front end, and he just absolutely freak that day. 79 bar, that wasn't bad at all. But if you just go through the form off of the other two-turn races, he just doesn't want to do it. Like I said, cutting back to a trip here today to 7 furlongs, I think he should really find a good trip. I'm going to use him on the ticket. I think the Chewers knock it off for Steve Aston, and Jose Ortiz could find a trip also. He won on debut at the Fairgrounds on the 17th of January, going 3/4 in main special weight, winning by 1 1/4 lengths on the front end. He really came home clear. Came back to run at the Fairgrounds an optional 125 after that rate about a month ago, where he won by 2 3/4 lengths again on the pace. He's run terrific buyers. He's stepping up in class, getting an extra furlong. I'll give him a shot here on the ticket. But to recount my selection for the fifth now from Keeneland, it is the Lafayette. Can I take the 6 horse Carson Street? Give kudos to the 2 horse Knock It Off. 6-2-3-4 Super. 6-2 in the multi race. Heading over to race number 7 now from Keeneland, it is the Beaumont Stakes. It's a grade 2 event going for $400,000 purse, race for 3-year-old fillies. 7 horses are going 1,400 meters or 7 furlongs in the Beaumont. Gonna take the 3 horse Sneaky Good. I'm gonna go 3-7-4-2 in the superfecta. 3-7-4-2 Super. Top selection 3 horse Sneaky Good. 3-year-old Philip into the Mischief. Brad Cox trains. Flavion Pratt gets the mount. They ran the horse on mile 16th Honeybee at Oaklawn. 1st of March. Finished 3rd by 3 3/4 lengths. Again, it just wasn't getting the 2 turns. Just was on. Just never was into it. Explorer Freak that day. Counting Stars was the next start winner. This horse just wasn't getting into it. Again, cutting back in trips. See pace to close up into. This horse has proven she likes sprinting. I think she can improve off her last run. She definitely got faster. The Buyer speed figure side came in with an 83 Buyer. They could definitely win against these horses. 2 back in the forward gal at Gulfstream, 7 furlongs in late January. She finished 3rd by 3 3/4 lengths that day, and she was just a little bit wide that day. Thought she needed something more, but she got down the race course well. Maybe a little bit too slow to that half mile there. And then the Sandpiper of Tampa over the 6, winning by 2 3/4 lengths against the lesser quality of horses from a wide trip. She really won for fun that day. A very good race. She broke her main here going 3/4 in early October, winning by 4 3/4 lengths. That was a very good run. She's definitely improving. She's training well at Oaklawn. I think she could win here. I think the 7 horse of Fine at Chardonnay could win also for Ian Wilkes. Ran most recently in the Any Limit at Gulfstream of the 6 furlongs, where he finished 3rd by 4 1/4 lengths, where he just needs something more, just a little lackadaisical. Off the bench, he probably needs the race. Second off, I think he should be a little bit fresher. He ran in the Ferns Creek prior to that at Churchill over the 6.5 in November, where he finished 3rd by 7 lengths that day, where it's just a little bit wide. Again, he just needs something more, but he got down the race course well. He won a debut at Churchill quite nicely in early September. Came back to win the Myrtlewood on this track, closing up from the back of the pack. I think 7 furlongs is right up this horse's alley. I'll give her a shot in the late pick four that begins with this race. But to recount my selection for the seventh now from Keeneland, it is the Beaumont. Going to take the three horse Sneaky Good. Give kudos to the seven horse Fine Chardonnay. 3742 Super. 37 in the multi race. The eighth event now from Keeneland. It is the Transylvania Stakes. It's a grade three event going for a $600,000 purse. Race for three-year-olds here. Field of 11 horses going 1,700 meters or a mile 16th in the Transylvania. My top selection, I'm going to go to the one horse, the Rail Proton. 1273 for me in the superfecta. 1273 Super, top selection, one horse Proton. This three-year-old gelding by Astern here. Grand Motion Trans, John Velasquez gets the mount. They ran the horse most recently in the Columbia Stakes at Tampa, 1 mile on the 7th of March. First off the bench, he finished second by 2 lengths, and he was stalking the pace that day. He just came up flat a little bit late. It was his first start since late November, so I think he needed the race. Second off the bench, a little faster turf course, hopefully. I think he can run a good race here today. He ran two back in the Jimmy and the Chesapeake Mill Stakes at Del Mar, 1 mile and third in November. He finished fourth by 1 3/4 lengths, and he sat on the front end that day. He just kind of yielded late. Quick turnaround from the Breeders' Cup. Maybe he just wasn't 100% cranked. He ran his heart out in the Breeders' Cup weekend, and there were Alliance Stakes at Del Mar, 1 mile in late October. Finished second by 2 1/4 lengths. The winner conducted just had the jump on this horse, but this horse he got down the race score as well. 77 bar wasn't bad at all. He won the Laurel Futurity prior to that quite easily, around two turns, and broke his man at Colonial, sprinting quite nicely. He's done everything right, I think. He's definitely improved into his three-year campaign, even in defeat. Coming here 4-1, I think he can win. I think the two horse Vazzy for Brendan Walsh and Flavian Quinn also, as a winner of his last two, broke his main two back in late January at Goldstream, going 7.5 on a stalking trip. Came back to win the Colonel Liam, stalking a quick pace that day where he just held on to it. Again, back to two turns, has some forwardly pace, which is good on this turf course. I'll give him a shot on the ticket. And even the seven horse, remember Mamba for Cherie DeVoe and Jose Ortiz, a winner, is 2 for 2, broke his main going 9 furlongs, just a 2-year-old last autumn, winning by 4 1/4 lengths from a track and trip, came home clear, came back to run at the fairgrounds over the mile after that in late January, where he won by 3 1/4 lengths. Again, a good clear run. Kitten's Joy here, he's Kitten's Joy. You don't see a lot of his offspring anymore, but they like going these 9 furlong trips or 7 mile 16th trips. Coming here off some decent runs, major step up in class, but I think he can win. We'll use him in the late pick four. But to recap my selection now for the eighth from Keeneland, it is the Transylvania. Going to take the one horse Proton. Give kudos to the two horse Vazzy and the seven horse Remember Mamba. 1273 Super. 127 in the late pick four. The featured ninth race from Keeneland, it is the Ashland Stakes. It's a grade one event going for a $750,000 purse. Race for three-year-old fillies. Seven horses are going 1,700 meters or a mile 1/16th in the Ashland. Gonna take the three-horse Zani as a top selection. 3752 for me in the superfecta. 3752 Super. Top selection of three-horse Zani. This three-year-old called by American Pharaoh. Top Pletcher trains. Irad Ortiz Jr. gets the mount. Ran the horse most recently on 7th of February at Tampa. Mile 40 yards in the Suncoast Stakes, and he won by 2 3/4 lengths. Coming from the mid pack that day, he was a little bit wide, but he really came home clear. 20 cents of the dollar. Everybody and their mother knew the horse was going to win that day. That was a good run. Coming here to a speed favoring mile 16th, drawn very well. I think this horse could go a long way, and I think this horse has has faced tougher competition. I don't think there's a very deep Ashland and deep competition for this horse. She ran terrifically two back in the Demoiselle at Aqueduct, mile length in early December, winning by 8 1/4 lengths. She stalked, she got the lead, and then she kept going. A very good going away victor. And then early November, Goldstream 6.5 in the main special weight, won by 6 1/4 lengths. She was on the front end, and then she came home clear. A very good run. Training well, Palm Beach. Coming here at 4-5. I know it's a crap price, but she could win. I think the seven horse Star Actress has a chance for Belmont and Junior Alvarado. Won around two turns for the first time about 3 weeks ago. Goldstream going mile 16th in the main special weight. Won by a length that day. Came home clear that day. A very good run. Biggest question with this horse will be coming off a quick turnaround of about 2.5 3 weeks. If this horse could do it, I think she has a strong chance to winning. She placed in debut going 7 furlongs at Goldstream and a very nice main special where she just couldn't get there late. She's not bred for that trip, but she ran her heart out. She's done everything right so far. Her buyers haven't been half bad. If there could be an upsetter for Zani, I think it could be her. Another horse I think I kept going back to is the 5 horse Ohana. Oba Bay for Omaha Bay. There we go for Ian Wilson and Javier Castellano is racing the Demoiselle. Just had a little bit close to the front, just kind of yielded late. One on debut, going 3 quarters at Goldstream though quite nicely. Another horse, I think she with a the 2 turn mile 16th with the short stretch. It wouldn't surprise me if this horse could steal it on the front end. 12 to 1, I'll give him a shot on the ticket, but I do think the other two are more likely winners. But it's going to be an exciting Ashland here. But to recap my selection for the ninth now from Keeneland here on opening day, it's the grade 1 $750,000 Ashland. You're going to take 3 horse Zani, give Goodos a 7 horse Star Actress, and the 5 horse Omaha Bay. Where are we? 3752 Super, 3752 Super, 375 in the multi race. So good luck to all, and please follow me on X at Horse Racing Kit 5. Good luck, everybody.